Hello everybody, welcome back to another reading. Today we're taking a look at the case of Holly Crider, age 38, who disappeared, or at least was officially reported missing on March 30th of 2017 by her husband, Jason Crider, who the day before had called his mother-in-law to ask about her because he hadn't been able to contact her. I believe she is officially reported missing from the 25th of March of that year. I believe that's her mother doing that because I read that the mother thought that she may have gone missing on the 24th or the 25th, so that's probably why they took that date. In any case, this case came to me through somebody who used to work with Holly and said that she had left work because of medical reasons. And it turns out that Holly needed a lung transplant and she was constantly on oxygen and she needed medication daily. And although I don't think that they ever actually told her that, the doctors, but they probably Holly thought that she had only a few months left to live because she still needed a transplant. And as people know, who are either related to somebody waiting on a organ or somebody who's on the list themselves, this can take a long time. And of course, it's a very costly procedure. So undoubtedly, she didn't feel that her options were very good. In any case, she was last seen inside of her apartment on Allison Avenue in Mansfield, Ohio. And after that, there is pretty much no information, at least not that I could quickly dig up. So they're wondering what happened, if she left on her own, if she was perhaps taken by somebody. I do believe that there is a suspect in the case who has not yet been cleared, so maybe that person has something to do with that. And I didn't find too much about them either. I didn't dig too deeply because I don't want to have too much information, but I did see that somebody at least is on the suspect list and the police are still looking at them. So we're gonna look at this case with the tarot, and today we're using the Muse deck. That's the one that's currently on the table. This one. And for any other questions or follow-up questions, we're going to move on to the Modern Witch Tarot, which is this one. Let's go ahead and take a look at this case with the tarot. And without much further ado, let's get started. There, so we're starting off with some material worries over here. We see the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and we also see Judgment in reverse. So let me grab these. Now the Three of Pentacles is normally like a work card, working together with somebody, and in this case she had actually just quit her job over medical reasons, so I think this is pointing towards that. She also seems to have felt judged, because Judgment over here is in reverse. Normally it would be almost like a feeling vindicated maybe, but this is more rather perhaps feeling judgment that may have not actually been coming from other people, but rather from within herself. So I feel like she judged herself for having to quit work. And then we have the Six of Materials here, which is the Six of Pentacles in reverse, which is normally a charity card, being given something or perhaps being charitable towards others. But I think in this lineup that we have over here, it seems a lot more like feeling financial burden, feeling like a burden to other people, and also just in general feeling burdened themselves because of course medical costs, particularly in the US, are very high. And a lung transplant, like I said at the start, is not cheap. So I think that she really felt kind of lost, alone, a bit like up the creek without a paddle, and also without the steady rhythm of having a job. So this is not a great mindset to be in. Then we have the Devil over here next to the Four of Wands and the Hermit in reverse. Okay, So the devil is normally like a card that has something to do with addictions and also just being stuck in certain patterns, willfully so. And I think I read somewhere that she did have a history of some drug use. I'm not sure which drugs or whether she was still on that, but it could be, particularly if you're in this type of mindset, that you would perhaps reach back to that to get some sense of harmony, because the Four of Wands is definitely a harmony card. So maybe she sought some harmony through that use of drugs or something else to calm herself down. I imagine she was also in some type of pain. I don't know what the exact issue with the lungs was, but if it's bad enough that it needs a transplant, you're very uncomfortable and probably in a lot of pain. So this would be the type of situation in which you would see somebody reaching for things that would give them some type of comfort. And then we have the Hermit in reverse. Now the Hermit is somebody who normally retreats to do some reflection, perhaps also some inner work, and I think also just keeping yourself shielded from the world. But in this case we see the Hermit in reverse, so either she was not thinking about the effects that this could have, or she was definitely not looking to be introspective, or it could even mean that she definitely wasn't staying put. She wanted to be out there, perhaps just living life rather than being all reflective or introspective. Like, this could be a combination of cards that you would see with somebody who is ignoring the fact that there's a lot of bad things going on with them and just kind of being hedonistic in a way. So that's also an interesting combination. Then we have the Page of Swords in reverse, we have the Emperor in reverse, and we have the Five of Wands also in reverse. All three of them in reverse. Okay. So the Page of Swords in reverse is somebody who either tells himself a lot of lies or and is quick to lie to other people, perhaps. We also have the Emperor in reverse, which is somebody who is normally a big influence in their life. Could be somebody that they really look up to, has this Emperor energy. It doesn't have to be a male, but it is often associated with a male person who is very influential in somebody's life, who has like a father figure type of role or some type of responsible role within their life. Five of Inspiration is the Five of Wands. It is also in reverse. Now the Five of Wands is normally like almost like a joust with somebody, friendly joust. Could be trying to fight somebody, but in this case it might be rather avoiding such conflicts. Like with these two other cards, it could be that this Emperor person was basically trying to avoid all sorts of conflicts by spinning their words in a certain way, perhaps, but not for a wholly wholesome purpose, because they are in reverse. So it could be that they were perhaps also partially responsible for this section over here, like maybe they were the ones who were helping her cope with her condition and her status, so they may be the ones supplying their whatever habit they had, and probably also telling them, no, it's fine, don't worry about it, and just to keep them coming back, so to speak. So this could be somebody who helps her get her fix and who doesn't want to lose her as a customer, if you want to look at it that way. Then we have the Muse of Inspiration, which I've put on its side, but I'm thinking that this has to be a reverse. Normally these cards are either this way or this way, but landscape for sure, and it was like this, so I'm going to put it like so. So we have the Muse of Inspiration, which is once again wand energy. This is the Ace of Wands that's in reverse, so that looks like a bad idea, a bad new initiative, a bad action. Then you have the Hanged Man over here, and then next to that is Temperance in reverse. Okay. So this is definitely starting to look in the direction of drug use, because you have here, of course, Muse of Inspiration. Like I said, it's a bad new initiative, perhaps something that they didn't really think through, perhaps based on perhaps the lies that were being told by this Emperor person, like everything was going to be okay if they just did this X, Y, and Z, and it's fine, and you don't need to worry about it, it's going to be okay. And then we have here the Hanged Man, or the Hanged Muse in this case, which is taking on a different perspective. You could also see there like the third eye opening there, and then at the end we have Temperance in reverse. That could mean not balancing anything out, like just going overboard. So this could perhaps point towards like whatever substance she may have been on, having taken too much, or just like thoughtlessly using things mixed together, and that didn't go very well. It kind of looks like that, like maybe she had a bad combination of substances that this person supplied to her. And that didn't go very well at all. So let's move on to the Modern Witch Tarot, see if we can get more information about what happened next. Oop, there we go. Hierophants. Once again, somebody who is influential within their life. We have the Four of Swords and the Lovers in reverse. Alright, first of all, Hierophants, Four of Swords, and the Lovers in reverse. So there is a falling out here. I think that this is perhaps Hierophant, maybe another installment of the Emperor in a slightly different mode. Like beforehand he was trying to comfort her maybe, and now he's trying to speak from a position of authority, which the Emperor would normally do as well, but more from the father figure position. And this is more of the expert, I know these things and I have this position within the community, you should listen to me type of thing. We see here the Four of Swords, which is normally taking a break, taking a time out, and then the Lovers in reverse. So this sounds like after this misadventure there was an advice given, perhaps to lay low, and that broke up their relationship as well, probably because neither was really prepared to deal with the outcome of this situation. Looks as though, let's put these guys down, let's see if we can find anything else. So they had a falling out, and perhaps they also needed to take a break after that. Whoop, that's too much. I'll grab this one first. Judgment is once again still in reverse, so now they're feeling pretty bad again. But who is this? Is this still Holly? Let's take a look what we got here, because we have a little stack that fell. Which ones do we need? So perhaps even feeling more judgment now. Okay, Three of Cups. Once again, we are on the path of having a falling out. We also have the Seven of Swords here, so more deception. Let me just put everything down, because now everything is all over the place. So Judgment came. She once again perhaps felt judged. Perhaps she kind of didn't really like the sort of thing she was getting herself into that she needed to do in order to cope, so she's judging herself again. But there is definitely a level of being deceived by somebody this time, and it's not just her own thing, because we also have the Three of Cups here, which is definitely a breakup of harmony, because normally it would be a coming together with friends and stuff like that. So the Lover's energy being in reverse just continues with the Three of Cups, and that is an even bigger breakup between friends, a wedge being driven, trust being broken perhaps. And then we have the Knight of Cups, which is feeling very much almost like being locked in your own emotions, because the Knight of Cups doesn't tend to care much about emotions for anybody else, just kind of focuses on their own thing. Very, it's not quite introspective, but more navel gazing. It has a little bit of a vibe of feeling a little bit sorry for yourself and just letting stuff be themselves, and just letting stuff be stuff, because the horse is just walking on its own and it's not really getting any direction, because the hand that's on the rein just kind of resting on the saddle. So the horse basically just does whatever, and the world just keeps going around her, but she is feeling very introspective, locked inside her own emotions. What else can we get after this? Is this still Holly that we're talking about? Let's see. Oh, we got the card right here. Six of Pentacles is once again in reverse. We're starting to get a repeat of what we had at the start. So still feeling like there's no charity given. Perhaps also feeling kind of lost and alone, because she's kind of alone in her own little world here, but also feeling very put down upon. Already judged herself earlier with the Judgment in reverse. Two of Wands is wanting to get away, perhaps making plans to leave. You can see that they're kind of wistfully looking out across the water with their wands already in hand, and her phone as well out to perhaps plan a route and stuff like that. So this is almost like making a plan to try and get out of Dodge. Let's see what else we can get. Oh. This one, Two Cups. Okay, this is once again the Lover's energy. She continuously has falling out with people. As you can see over here, the lovers already over here in reverse. You have the 2 of cups in reverse, and we have the 3 of cups in reverse. So there's definitely a lot of dissatisfaction with herself, but also with other people. Like, people are kind of leaving her alone, or she's trying to be left alone. She may have been trying to cut cords with people at this point, push people away, that type of thing. Oh, look, everything's starting to fall here. All right. 2 of Swords, that's being of 2 minds. So as well as trying to make up plans over here, she's also wondering what to do. So this is a doubting phase. She's doubting about her next move. We also have here the Knight of Swords in reverse. So this is somebody who tends to speak before their turn. This may point towards her just giving anybody any story that they might want to hear, what she thinks they may want to hear. Perhaps also lying a bit to try and throw people off of her plans, whatever it is that she thought would be the next step to take. We have the 7 of Pentacles here, and also another Hanged Man. So once again, we are looking at a different perspective. So the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 7 of Pentacles in general would be reaping what you've sowed, and this almost looks like reaping bad fruit. Like, you've sown something and you don't really want the fruit, but you're gonna have to reap it anyway because it's there, and you've got no choice but to take it off the vine, so to speak. So this almost looks like she's confronted with choices you may have made, and that throws her off again, and she once again has to take a new perspective with the Hanged One over here. So right now she's feeling very much put down and betrayed, it seems. And she has to deal with all the things that she has done in the past. With some of them that didn't turn out to be very good. All the chickens are coming home to roost. And let's see what she did after that. Going back to the Muse deck. Oh, this one. The Ace of Emotions on its side. So that is a cup energy. This could be in any way goes, any type of anything goes type of situation. So this comes after looking at the reward that she's been reaping, and now we've got an Ace of Cups on its side, which could be maybe this new person that she may have met is the thing I need. Like, she's looking for a new emotional connection perhaps, and kind of doubtful perhaps about whether a new person that she's met is the right person for her. But she is at least tempted. I'm not really sure, but I think it is supposed to be on its reverse side. Like, perhaps initially she thought it would be a good thing for her, a new leaf to turn over, but then it didn't quite turn out the way it should, or how she was perhaps hoping. Also noticing that earlier I said that the Muse was the Ace, but actually apparently that is the King. That was under here. Where is he? Here. So this would have been the King of Wands. Alright, so that is definitely the fiery energy. Somebody who would like to take action. It's similar, but this one has more of a person attached to it than the neutral action thing that I was talking about before. So there's that. Now we have a couple more cards here. We have the Nine of Voices, which is the Nine of Swords in reverse, and we have the Lovers is back. Okay, so this is somebody indeed, like I said, she is looking for a new connection. This is a new person that she met. And we have the Nine of Voices here, which is normally like an anxiety card, but I think this is more of a internalized anxiety, not a temporary kind. So this new person may be, according to her at least, able to take away her long-term anxiety. Ten of Materials, Five of Cups over here. So this is Ten of Pentacles, Five of Cups, like I said, and we have Strength waning. Okay, so this sounds a lot like particularly with the Five of Cups, which is kind of like crying over spilled milk. Also has a sense of walking away or wanting to walk away, giving up. And then we have Strength over here in reverse as well. So this is losing strength. And then you see this great big tree with lots of promise on the Ten of Pentacles. This sounds like somebody came into her life and made her promises that everything was going to be okay. Because if you look at the Ten of Materials right here, there's a circle of people at the bottom there circling around it, which kind of suggests like perhaps a group of people that have a certain belief that she may have fallen for, or at least somebody who's able to convince her of things, that things would be okay. So it sounds like she ran into somebody, whether online or offline, who promised certain things. There are a lot of bad people out there, particularly on the internet, that have all sorts of promises for miracle cures and things like that. It kind of sounds like she found somebody, and the Strength being reversed points towards her perhaps normally being able to resist such things, but perhaps with her condition that she fell for it regardless and kind of felt like, what have I got to lose? Nope. Oh, this Queen of Voices in reverse, so that'll be somebody who is very good at manipulating with words. So this could be somebody who is then related to this group of people there at the bottom of the tree, who has all sorts of influence over them, who is perhaps the person that they initially made contact with. And we have the Nine of Materials here, which is the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Pentacles is normally like an independently wealthy, doing all right for yourself type of energy. In this case, it's more like losing all of that, or at least not being able to financially support yourself. So perhaps whatever this other person wanted or was talking about, it also involved losing all of your stuff. Let's see what we have here. Two of Voices, and this is a Two of Swords, and in this case it's in reverse. So instead of still being of two minds, this is more of a single-minded focus, perhaps also because of the things that they were being told. And the last two cards I have here is the Wizard in reverse and the Knight of Cups also in reverse. So the Knight of Cups energy we had before already, with her feeling a little bit lonely, perhaps also just focusing on her own emotions rather than taking control of her life. And I think that's only really been turned on its head if you look at this card as well. Like the horse has completely got free reign now, and it may even be controlled by the Magician, which you can see on the left, who may be good at manipulating people's emotions to get them to do exactly what they wanted. Because if you look at the horse as well, it's got one of those things on its face that looks very decorative, almost like a show pony type of thing. Like, this Magician can probably put on a good show and also have people do exactly what they want and sit up if they wanted them to and stuff like that. So it seems like she became influenced by somebody who is really good at that, knows how to play people like a fiddle. And since she was already weakened due to her condition, she probably fell for that. Now let's see if we can find anything about an ending for her, if there's any information about that, because so far we just see her being distracted by somebody making all sorts of promises perhaps. Who do we have here? King of Cups. Alright, this is somebody who is also very good at manipulating emotions in particular, so this might be a person that they've focused on at that location. Also King of Swords in reverse. Once again, there's a lot of king energy in this reading, as well as the Magician over here and the Emperor and the Hierophant, so a lot of strong influence being put on her. So not only are they good at manipulating her with emotions, but also with words. Alright, we have the Five of Swords, the Sun, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Final three cards. We have the Five of Swords in reverse, which is an internal struggle, and we have the Sun over here. I think the sun is oppressing whatever internal doubt she may have had, and then we end up with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which is normally Queen of Pentacles is somebody who tries to strike a balance between nurture and also taking care of businesses, taking care of resources, stuff like that. Normally a very resourceful person, literally, but in this case probably not allowed to even do that. It's like taking that out of your hands, like you're made dependent, the type of thing. So I think this queen is probably representing Holly in this sense. So finding it looks like she was influenced by somebody who preys on the weak, even though she may have normally been very mentally strong and capable of distinguishing between charlatans and people who are actually legitimate healthcare professionals or something along those lines. They gave her some hope, and they definitely worked very hard on her mindset and her emotions. And even though she does have some internal strife about that, or had at some point anyway, she was eventually made dependent, because everything else appeared to be very sunny over there, which is what the sun is pointing towards. So she was probably feeling happy about wherever she went, whomever she went with. That's at least what I'm seeing here. Pretty extensive story. If you found that interesting, and make sure to leave a like or a comment. That really helps the channel grow. There's also a link in the description where you can submit more cases for me to review. In any case, hope to see you in another video. Thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.